Hi everybody, my name is David Brennan with Safety Evolution. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about a thread that I read in a forum the other day, and the question was, can there be too much safety presence on a site? This really made me think about how much time I've spent out working with a lot of safety professionals, some of the challenges that we had, and I think it's really important for us to actually change this question around, because it's not about if there's too much safety presence on a site, but is it the right kind of safety presence? And I think that's the piece that we as safety professionals need to think about. So as you guys know, I worked in occupational health and safety on major projects for a very long time, but one of the things that we saw in these projects was that there was two camps that often showed up. The one is, let's hire more safety people and throw them at the problem. And then the other camp, which this one really makes me laugh, and Wade, my co-founder, and I get a real kick out of this, thinking back about this story, is having an actual project manager suggest that there was a direct correlation between less safety people on a site and there being less incidents. So, in case you're wondering what that really means, is less incidents get reported. That's why. So, when we think about this, we really want to think about making sure that we have the right type of safety presence on our sites, because that's really what's going to make a difference. So let's jump into the three main things that I think you need to focus on when you're thinking about how to actually have the right type of safety presence on your site, and what you can do to create this at your next project or at a project that you're working on. So the first thing that you want to really consider is making sure that you have the right attitude. I'm not just talking about you, but if you're running a safety team, you know, I've been on projects where there's 15, 20, 30 safety professionals on a project. You know, you're looking at 1,500, 2,000 workers on these projects. And one of the big things that we see is that people come in and they have the wrong attitude towards what their job is. So oftentimes you see people walking through and they have this catch me attitude, right? Like, I'm out here to catch you. I want to figure out what you're doing wrong, and then I'm going to make sure we document it and fix it. And this is a horrendous mentality to have. Because as a safety professional, your job is not to catch people. Your job is to assist people. And so that's the first one that I think as safety professionals you need to consider, because I'm telling you right now, if you're out there on a site and the mentality that the safety professionals have on that site is you're there to catch them before they do it wrong. And I understand where this comes from, so don't get too worried about that, but it's a mind shift that we have to have. We're not catching them before it goes wrong. We're working with our people to actually help them so that they catch it. Okay? So think about this. Change your attitude from a catch me attitude to I'm here to assist you. And what this is really going to do is when you next walk up on a group of people, on a site, they're going to first of all not be nervous that you're there. They're not going to be worried that they're doing something wrong, because let me tell you, anytime that you have somebody come up to you with authority, you worry about that. And if you don't believe me, think back to the last time you had a police officer with his car behind you. Because I can guarantee you had a little bit of anxiety that, oh, am I doing something wrong? So remember that that's how your people feel if you have that mentality. Okay, so change that. That's number one. The second one is getting yourself to the idea that your job is to work with your team. What does work with your team really mean? A big portion of your job as a safety professional is to be involved in the planning, be involved in the actual implementation of programs. Be there as a coach and a mentor for your team. You need to learn to bring value to the people that work on that site. That's your job as a safety professional. So when they have an interaction with you, you need to make sure that you're actually adding value to their workday. If you walk out on a site, you can spend an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours with the crew. If you're adding value to the job that they're doing, then you can never spend too much time with them. So keep that in mind. That's a big difference. Add value to their day-to-day operations. That means your workforce, your supervisors, everybody involved, and you'll get a whole different response from the people that you're interacting on your site. The last one as a safety professional is to make sure you have good processes in place. and that you work to explain those processes to your people. I know lots and lots of you have heard things, like a hazard ID or behavioral observation referred to as a rat card. The reason why those things are considered that is because most people don't, first of all, learn what they're really about and the purpose of them. And then safety professionals use them, or management use them, for exactly that, to catch people. Goes back to number one, making sure that we don't have that mentality. Okay? Safety processes allow us to actually be able to do things that really changes the perception of safety people on a site. One of those would be if we do an inspection and you have a strong safety process, and then you can actually show your workforce that it got fixed in a very quick time. Hazard ID, same thing. Somebody brings something up, it doesn't take a month to get it fixed. It's done like that. Those are the types of processes that we're talking about. And so in the end, what we're really doing is we're getting out on that site and we have a purpose to be there that is outside of making sure that or trying to write somebody up for something. Okay? When you have purpose and you have all of these pieces in place, you can be on site all day. It doesn't affect anybody. You're bringing value to your people. They understand that you have a job and your job is not to catch them. And your job is to actually be part of that team. So just keep that in mind. It's really, really important as a safety professional that we're changing the way that people see our jobs and the way that we actually are perceived in the field. So in short, yes, you can have too many safety people on a site if they're doing the wrong things. So make sure that when your safety team's on site, that they're doing the right things. So as a quick recap, make sure that you show up with the right attitude, make sure that you're working with your people, and make sure that you have strong safety processes that you've taught and that they understand, so that they realize that you're not there to catch them, you're there to support them and to help them do their job better. If you want to book in with one of our team to get a free safety assessment, we'd love to show you some of the ways that you can strengthen your processes that you have and better train your workers so that they understand the purpose and reason behind what you do as a safety professional. Book in 15 minutes. Have a great day. Thank you very much. Bye.